I'm a kind post on your Facebook page say for Team Ken no you are in total support of party decision say proxy voting omu for January 31st. Sanete
Bunya de Canada na mama pasem no me mono tofa na nye nchicha party no election committee no enche kwa no mo they were communication about so I feel the mabato e beto no ono mo e be positive voting film na one more reason was high here one more they protected the integrity and sanctity of the process because if you look at the mood of the party let's say bit of mistrust and the other no e cause and Tiadibia a baby did mistrust na be compromise the integrity of the process you support it. If you want to buy any who send a council because any crime Sebiabu general election crime you be in Yakwena bed ebeto. That we will notice from previous elections, especially the 2023 general prime minister Abribiano say Nipan will be paid. And some money idea, especially through this electoral injustice. One of the ways I want more scheme choose our proxy voting Of course, we don't want to go into the history, but can we get some data or work in the 2023 prime minister? Bobby, I say, Ushimupa about 7% of the votes need to over. Yanka and come here the coca will be for the idea.
Hey, how did you know that? Musi den husa.
Oh, say so be data analysis. So be data analysis, but I mean sometimes in the name of peace and of course the unity of the party, no. Rebecca said they are more, more money near the but I'm telling you, say,
but data analysis when the how people voted in the ballot box, a secret voting, no? How would you know?
Say, baby, to say now you can call no free, so confirm voluntarily. Or more about report or say or more can, but the choice zero in him. Unfortunately, the main general election betrayed us because polling stations are almost 200% ma area of Bawumia. In the general election, they all had zero. And we know police stations, some of them we had constituencies, some of them we had as high as 197, 200 votes. Your one kata said based on your coalition, but you deserve to check the data point. And I'm saying, say, if you do a computation of all these figures, you will come to the realization, say, can vote or no, and you one more at the man. Maybe let's say maybe it could be a clerical error. One more year. At the point is say. That's why I got to we need to make sure that we protect the integrity and sanctity of it. And I make us one of the ways one more every year and this scheming and manipulations and maybe let me not even use scheming and manipulation. Let me say compromising the process through these positive processes. Will be on principle can the Agyapong team against for external branches coming to vote. But we are saying there should be a comprehensive approach. So be obey Timapankwa, you say take it a bit camano. And as I said, plain a better a do Europe, a do America, any other. Let's see all their numbers. Democracy has always been expensive. External branches is not a problem. But situations will be Ghana here, any party Ghana here, so not your family before a handful. Your family before influential individuals. You say over to our Ken and now on to certain direction. You are some more now issues of threat and warning near the Usu and the Reman are no more from and the father of Ankoto. Over to the assign from we indirectly you are signing a proxy for so that they are on Koto. And we have the history from the last election. Before Ghana one more ever two proxies or no more or Nare or Nashi just because a particular candidate felt that he cannot trust them. Decided you could general influential person be any media. You have to then disclaim your right to exercise your franchise, Mianko proxy. You see, all will distort the integrity of the process. What a booking abu leak audio na abana. I know making allegations very wild like Tampa or non a trend or for blooding delegates to threaten them. Say Fenoman Kotama, Kenomon Kontoma, one more imagine say. Yasese delegacy is some Kwakotama Ken. Near the Makushia Buginabu. No, Heno Muninia. The only thing they will say is, oh, then do proxy. Now you say you indeed have your votes. And these processes and instances anyway who compromise the integrity of the election. And the Pamno channel and one machino across one yanka one with Sabia any proxy in the film. Wow, bit about to after all, the general elections will be out of 18 million, about 18 million voters, a voter, Abon, you'll be at the Kimia the Everton. And indeed, even if we still bring proxy or we don't bring proxy, whichever is not everybody who can still come and vote. But why would we look into OBN and can't you be said, we'll be betting where electoral box in the let's say 50 or 70 times because a Nipa Bear 70 or more a right higher the Amano. No proper system of verification or cognitive rules on the Apple Amano. And he said that they are that way
rather than banning proxy voting in its entirety, why won't you rather push say proxy voting should be done, but this time you put in all the checks. For example, one person cannot be proxy for more than one other person. Inti obi a person auto proxy bia no get a different person na onto ma. The situation where one person would be proxy for 30 people, for 10 people, for 20 people, no, should not happen. And put in place measures because again, the right to vote near constitutional and it should not be seen say a fetter is being placed on anybody's right to come and vote. Inti rather no put in place systems proxy rather than banning it completely. No,
Bobby, right to vote is constitutional.
Yes,
but the exercise of right also goes with responsibilities.
Absolutely.
Or right to vote. You can even renege on your right at the same time. So we cannot take up your right. And at the end of the day, it's a balancing act. And the balancing act, what is the total effect that we are looking at? The total effect is to have a processor. And candidate could be out and can't say the process we are now process way the same. And the other and if indeed love the party, won't you mean sorry? Maybe I won't say over to of course. Won't you mean we don't lose anything, so it doesn't benefit any of the candidates. It doesn't go in favor of A or it doesn't go in favor of B. It is also the more reason why we are saying say one more for one or two reasons, especially in Momabuchi, will be also why can't you also get a different process of also getting all of them to also come and vote? And Obi, about to young cotton stadium, they will all be in the various constituency. It is all constituency in I think we should have easy access to go and do it. In any event, Obi, the proxy bow down for proxy amount. Still, people will not even exercise their right to franchise.
Yes.
If you are doing the balancing act and you are looking at the decision at Proxima very close to protecting the integrity of our election there. Now, we will stand with the decision of the election committee. But don't in the Omoye, say, now the petition now because the election committee does not have the right to powers to make the decision. If you have National Council, the Omo into your over. But the good thing is that there are other people on also more external branch, almost the counter petition about that petition in Nipa Bear 30, they have more papers, almost no where they are not part. When we take it from me, you proxy free man. There is no way that Bawumia will get more than 40% in this election. You proxy free man. The proxy way a way to spin things to favor a particular candidate.
But is that a fair comment to make, especially when you have no basis to make such claims?
Obi, I have given you a history of how Agyapong suffered electoral injustice in the last election. I don't speak in a vacuum.
No.
For God's sake, I'm a lawyer.
I'm not saying you are speaking in a vacuum. I mean, you've not proven say Agyapong de na usuonya 0 no. Sa number no. You've not proven say Anko Eho. Why do you think say called Dr. Bawumia?
Obi, the other contestants, no. Yes. One more, if for instance, me analysis we my analysis, let me say about 7% of my votes. Other contestants, why did you up to 7% people? Yeah,
but the basis of 7%, ne crown,
are you shifting the goalpost now?
No, I'm not. The basis of your 7% to start with, no, you cannot build something on nothing. The basis of that 7%, ne crown, questionable to start with. Analysis, I must say, the party didn't put that information out.
Obviously, and I'm not speaking on behalf of the party.
Yes.
I am saying that from the history, no, and your data analysis, and even shows that last election, the Kennedy and I've given you a figure to that effect. Of course, unless of course I say it be a figure, but you have been able to dispute it, or we all reference the figure Electoral Commission as a party in the but I'm saying it is not in dispute. You call no for no. In the probably Edward Mo some of them they had taking pictures of it. Some of them video Motoma Ken in those polling stations and in those constituencies can still recorded 0. So that is what in dispute. One more binna we had chiefs like Bugrina calling them to threaten them. Obi, when we left Ken free North no. Our team, our campaign team said the level of intimidation that they were going through, some of them were even facing a threat of punishment. But we want to issue an advice that this time around, we'll stay by the values of the party.
Okay.
We'll make sure that there is a clean, transparent process. We'll make sure we stay united at the party. Because I find cannot test a bonus. But what we also know show Obi is weakness.